Hi there, Dan with Fowl Play. It's hot. What else can we say? Here on the Sunny Slope Funny Farm, and most notably, I brought some grapes out for a cool treat for the chickens, and the rooster was hopping up to the table to try to get the grapes. I didn't get a shot of it, but it's 100 and whatever outside, and it's the way it is every year, okay? Since I remember. And I've had the equipment out. This morning, most notably, see this little pile of mud here. You see the shape of the pile there. And I spent quite a bit of time this morning underneath this little rascal right here, getting the mud off of the bottom of the deck. And for those of you who have to do that very often, you know what a job that can be. And so basically I get the tractor out with the front loader with the tow rope, hook it up, get underneath it, because it is OSHA safety around here first. You know, safety first. More like safety fourth. There's Woody. There's Woody Booty. He's been outside all day, but Vader has spent some time indoors today. So what I was getting ready to do is water the birds again that we do. There's Ruru Boy. Now we have a story behind this guy right here. We're calling him Spider-Man. That was a name that one of our grandkids gave this rooster. That's not Big Hoss, that's Spider-Man. He's Big Hoss's offspring though. And we've had, it's hard to keep track of everything, I know, but we had a successful hatch of 8 birds here a few months ago. 5 of them being hens and 3 of them being Rurus. 5 and 3, right? Me and my math. But Big Hoss is a big boy, okay? And after I've processed a number of meat birds and saw the amount of fat that gets on these birds when I process them, we're a little bit concerned that Big Hoss at some point, here's Clem, at some point could leave this earth and leave us without a breeding rooster. So we picked, of the 3, we picked Spider-Man, Spidey, call him Spidey. We picked Spider-Man. He seems to have a good temperament. He doesn't go after the kids. He doesn't seem to be aggressive, much like Big Hoss. And so the other 2 we've got to get processed, but I just haven't had time. I went to a rheumatology appointment in Kansas City here this last week, and that was the same day I had dialysis. So, I left here basically at 4 a.m., get to Kansas City for an appointment, get back by 3 p.m. for dialysis. So let's water the birds. It takes a little bit to get the water through the hose because it's 900 degrees outside. I love the line from Cool Runnings. And John Candy says to the Jamaican bobsled team, "Snow, you haven't got any. It's 900 degrees out there." So I borrowed that line through the years. So I'm gonna get the birds watered and then we'll talk a little bit more. Stand by. Welcome back. And there's Scrappy. Just filled the duck bowls. Let me zoom back. Filled the duck bowls and it tracks the ducks immediately, and they get it dirty in about 7.2 milliseconds. but they love clean water. But little Scrappy is still with her duck flock. Goes into the coop at night with the ducks and doesn't stray very far. She might one day, but so far our little Scrappy girl is intertwined with her duck family. It's astounding. I know I said that in the last video, but it's really astounding. There you go, birds. We're gonna add some water to the pool out there. And it's astounding too, let me just say, that whatever water spills over, the ducks just go crazy for that too. They've all had grapes. They've all had a cool treat. Two guineas over there in the distance, I just noticed. They're still with us. I believe that's a male and female. And ultimately, beware of chickens. Not responsible for injury or death. You have been warned. Chickens are about 80% sweet and about 20% vicious, because they can be vicious. They can pick on other chicks that are smaller than them. We don't see that so much in the duck world when we integrate ducks. And we might get the question like, do your chickens and your ducks get along? And the answer is, I would say yes, they get along. They don't fight too much. They just kind of ignore each other too. They don't pay a lot of mind to each other unless the chicken is stealing food or something. And occasionally duck tape will pipe up and kind of fight back at any aggression with that. But they get along fine. Here in the chicken yard, and now you might notice too, there's no green in here, right? And because of our schedules, and there's a lot of times where I'm resting or I don't feel well on a day, and we feel like we really can't let our birds out to the farm unless they're supervised. The same way with the dogs too. We let them out now, but then they've been known to chase a car or two recently, so we're kind of trying to put the squelch on that. There's no green in here, because if you have a chicken yard and you're about to start one, please be advised, even this time of year, you will not have all of your food and grazing needs for your birds from your yard. Your yard will be gone in about 7.2 milliseconds. Isn't that right, big girl? Dogs are burying themselves in the sand. Mina and Picky Boo. Hi, girls. Are you cooled off? If there is such a thing. There is no such thing as cooling off when it's 900 degrees outside. There we go. We're going to just freshen that up a little bit. You see the Grand Canyon here that the girls have dug. Remember Dig Dug? If you're from my area, you remember that video game. So basically I'm going to do some evening chores. I've got some waters to fill in the Motel 6.5. And I got to get my equipment put back. I might even do some late day mowing. That's life on the farm, folks. John Denver said life on the farm is kind of laid back, but it's not laid back. It is not laid back at all. But I'm grateful to be here, though, because there's talk in our family and questions about selling the farm, and I didn't get sick overnight. It took years for me to get sick. It took years for my blood to be poisoned to the point where I needed dialysis, where the kidneys would fail. That took years. So I'm not going to get better overnight. And the premise is certainly once I get a kidney. And I'm still trying to get on the transplant list because I'm trying to jump through the hoops that, colonoscopy, this test, that test, this blood test, this vaccine. I'm still working on those. Those are all in the works. I'm doing everything that's required of me, and then I can go back. And rheumatology appointments, of course, are kind of paramount because they want to make sure that I don't have an autoimmune disease that's going to affect a new kidney. And we don't believe that there was in the first place. I kind of described that I had a birth defect with the ureter, and it caused kidney infections when I was a kid. And then, of course, over time into adulthood, and the kidneys finally failed. I do not have diabetes, okay? That's the first question everybody asks when you tell them you're on dialysis. Well, are you diabetic? No, I am not a diabetic. I might be one, considering some of the meds I've had to take for the arthritis, and now we've had kind of a change in maybe arthritis diagnosis, but because of a different set of eyes, that's a requirement of the transplant team. So they want me to see a rheumatologist of their choosing, right? You know how the medical system works. Sometimes the medical system doesn't work very good, folks. And of course, we're also working with my wife's sister, who has had a significant cancer diagnosis, and she needs prayer, folks. It's pretty urgent. So I guess that's really the update on the farm for the last 2 weeks. It's just continuing my care, continuing care for my wife's sister, Linda, continuing care for our birds. In this kind of heat is super challenging, but we are managing. Can I just say that? We're managing. It's not pretty some days, I don't mind telling you. But I believe we're going to make it. Thanks for watching. You know what I'll say, follow Jesus. In fact, earnestly follow Jesus, would you? Because I can tell you for myself, and I don't want to speak for Linda, but I have worked a vast majority of my career in the field of oncology, GYN oncology. I've seen, and I don't know of any family that's not affected by cancer. We need Jesus, folks. This world is desperate. Our bodies are desperate sometimes. So take care of each other. Love you guys. We'll see you next time.